Hey everybody, it's Dina Rico with the Creativity Cave. I'm back again with another video. This one makes this adorable Santa shaker card, which of course is awesome because shaker cards make everybody happy, don't they? I love how cute this card is. So let me show you some of the tips I have for making it, as well as how easy it is to put together, because it really is. So first of all, we're going to use the Greetings from Santa stamp set. This comes in a bundle with the coordinating framelits that of course cut out this gorgeous Santa. And I really like how fun this is. And actually, I think I wrote in my blog that I had intended to use this like as soon as I got this in my holiday catalog pre-order months ago, but then just the way things kind of work out, I hadn't gotten to it until recently, and I just love it, and I'm sad that I hadn't started playing with it till now. So to start with, I die cut the framelit. Now a couple tips on that. Let me grab my platform here to share with you. My sandwich. So first of all, for the sandwich on my Big Shot, I'm going to use the Big Shot platform with the adapter for the thin dies, and then I'm going to sandwich that with the precision plate. When I put this through, I don't want to run it through like this. I want to run it through at an angle. Whenever you have a squared off image, whether it's a square framelit or a label or whatever, you want to run it through a little bit crooked, and that just helps the cutting go a little better, and it cracks less. Like sometimes people freak out a little when your Big Shot cracks, and usually it cracks the most when you're going straight on with a big blunt first edge. This way you kind of start the cutting on the corner and then work your way down, and it's easier on your die. You can see my angle of this line right here. Okay, so there's that. The other thing I do, of course, whenever I do any of these real intricate ones, I usually run it through and then back it out so it goes through twice, even 3 times if necessary on something really intricate. But this is pretty intricate. But I'm also going to check and make sure that I can see it has indeed cut through all of those little pieces before I start taking it out. Then I will use my handy dandy die brush. And I'm just rolling over this. And you can see everything's kind of falling out, which is exactly what we want. And then what you're left with is just a few pieces. Now, I'm going to be honest, I probably should have rolled over this a little bit more, but you get the idea. And you can see the last few pieces are just popping right out. It's more that they're stuck in here from catching the edge than they are not cut through or anything, if that makes sense. I'd probably not. But I hope you get what I mean by that. So they're just getting those last little pieces off. This is the one spot right here that I think didn't quite, well, there, that popped right out too. I don't know. It's coming. So this is so cute. Now all of this piece that I started with is a 1/4 sheet of cardstock. And I'm going to show you one other little tip too. There we go. Look at that. It's so pretty. I should have rolled over this a little more, but you know how it is. Actually, you probably don't know how it is. When you're filming videos, you want it to all look good, and it should just know that it's not always going to look good. I'm going to use my poker to get this last little piece out. I find a poking device to be ideal for this. Okay, so there we have it. Isn't that poor? Just so cute. I love the swirlies of his beard. Okay, so now we've got all these pieces. We'll get rid of those for now. Okay, now one other tip for this is because we want this to line up perfectly on our card. So next I'm going to take and fold my card, and before I start doing any adhering or whatever, I want to make sure that it is indeed going to work out just the way I want. It's going to line up perfectly, and it does. If not, make sure you trim if there's any extra, you know, edges sticking out, just so that it lines up really nice. Okay, next we're going to add the window sheet. This is an important step. One sec. Now before I attach the window sheet, which by the way is just a clear window sheet, what I want to share with you is a couple things you can do to kind of jazz up your card a little bit from here. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to set that back right on top of my card where it's all cute and pretty. And then I am just practicing here, but there is in the stamp set a few different words. So I've got ho ho ho, naughty or nice. You can add these to this space right here. They're kind of designed to fit in that little space. So you can see the naughty or nice goes there. The ho ho ho, ho 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 goes there. So I'm going to add those. Or actually one, because they don't both fit. But I've got the ho ho ho. I mean, we've got Santa here, why not? So I'm just going to stamp right through like that, okay? So that works great. Then the other thing that I'm going to do is I die cut this piece right here that'll fit right there in my Santa, which is awesome. And then if I want, I can do a few other things. I'll show you in just a second to kind of jazz this up. But that's one of the things that I did. But you want to stamp that before you add your window sheet so you can stamp it through and position it just right. It's much easier, believe me. Okay, and you want to know how I know that? Because I made this card and I put it all together and then I was like, I was going to stamp right there. Do you ever have these problems? I do. Okay, so I'm going to turn my piece over and then I'm going to add some fast fuse around the edges so that I can enclose my shaker and of course add the window sheet, which is important here. So to do that, I'm also going to ensure that there's not sticky right here just because that's annoying. I can come back and hit this with my adhesive remover as well if I want, but we'll just do that. Okay, so now my piece will fit perfectly right over the edge. And there we have it. Okay. And I do see I have a little adhesive, but we'll get that in a minute. So there's that, it's all set. Now we need to create the shaker portion. So to do that, I'm just grabbing these are called foam adhesive strips. I'm just gonna grab and pull off some of these strips. I'll start with one and I'm pretty sure I need more than one to complete this. And I wanna go just inside the line because I don't want the foam to show through. Though in this case, because my background is white, it's not a critical thing, but if you had a colored background, that can affect things. So like if your card was red or another color here, you just don't want that to show through. Okay, so there is the first portion. Now I'll pull another sheet off, and the important part for this is to ensure that you use your foam adhesive strip and butt it right up against that next one so there's no gap. You don't want anything falling out of your shaker when you shake it because that might make your recipient a little less happy about your card. And then I'm just going to trim that excess off. Again, this is butted right up to that edge so that there's no getting things in or out of there. Now I have this leftover piece. This piece is awesome because I can then place it right here for when I'm making my card. But I just realized I didn't stamp this yet. So we got to do that. I have a tip though. Because I already put down my shaker foam, I'm going to pull in my, my little mat here. And I'm going to, first of all, I see this is, I don't know if this has been driving you nuts since I've been doing my video, but there's this little goober right there. Oh, it's gone. That's so much better. Do you feel better? I feel better. Okay. I'm not really all that anal about this kind of stuff, but that was bugging me. Okay. Now I'm going to take my sentiment. This is also from the stamp set. And I will just stamp that right there in the center. Now, because I have this pad right here, that will keep me from having problems with the foam. If I were to just do this on here, you know, it would be all messed up. So there we go. Okay, now it's almost time to put in the shaker stuff, which makes me so happy. All right, I'm going to take that extra strip and put it right here. That way it just makes my card nicer, you know. And then I'm going to pull off my shaker material, except this is how I like to do things. I'm going to leave, well, okay, we can do it one of two ways. We can A lot of times what I like to do is leave the very top open so that I can dump shaker material in there. The other option is to place your card right over the top. Depending on what you're doing, that might be easier or less easy. Because this lines up perfectly, I'm going to give it a shot, so we'll see. Okay, now the other one little thing I want to mention that is kind of helpful sometimes is if you take your embossing buddy and just kind of go over, like I'm going to go over the card a little bit. That kind of keeps the static cling from becoming, oh, except I should do it on the right side. That keeps the static cling from becoming an issue with your shaker material. Depending on what it is, sometimes that can be an issue. Now, the only thing you want to do is make sure you place it correctly so that the ho, ho, ho shows through. Let's hope this does not turn into one of those gasping cards I've become familiar with making. Okay, so I'm going to use the Mica Flakes Trio Pack. You can see there's 3 different types that come in this package. And I'm just going to dump a little bit in here. Ooh, that's a lot. We're just going to put a little bit back. Okay. I did kind of go a little nutso with that. Okay, now do you see why you need a little bit of the anti-static to help you out? All right, so that's all in there. In fact, I probably should have not pulled the backing off until I got the stuff dumped in there, just because I see a few flecks have stuck, but again, not a huge deal. I'm going to line up my ho, ho, ho. Make sure this is lined up perfectly. Looks pretty good. I'll press it together and voila. Oh, I love it. Shake, shake, shake. It looks awesome. Now, the only other thing I'm going to do, just making sure we got everything off of here, is to take and get rid of that, because this has been bugging me too since I got that adhesive on there. We'll just erase that adhesive off of here, and then everything is good in the world. Except that smudged a little. That is so bad. Oh. Now, okay, so that's going to bug me. To fix this, all I would need to do is cut a separate piece to put right over the top. You've seen me do that kind of thing before, but you get the idea. All right, last but not least, remember that cute little red piece that I die cut and it's missing now, of course? I need to adhere that, but I don't see it. I hate when this happens, and it happens pretty regularly with me, you know. If you've watched my videos. Oh, here it is. It's always under something. Okay, so I'll put this right here. Now, I know this happens to you because I see it in my classes all the time. People are stamping and they can't find stuff, and it's right there. It happens to the very best of us, don't you think? Okay, so I put some adhesive on here. I used Fast Fuse, and it fits in here just like a puzzle. Perfect. Isn't that fun? Now, I said before you could jazz it up just a little bit more. If you would like, you can take and add some of your Wink of Stella, and you can color in like the brim of his hat to add a little sparkle. Just be careful. You want to keep all the sparkle on the white. You don't want to go outside of the white. And then you can even put some here. But again, be careful. That might be also a good pre-adhering activity. But that just adds a little extra sparkle to Santa. You could do it on his beard and whatnot as well, but I think that's pretty good for now. All right, now let me show you one last thing. This is what I put on the inside of my card. I took the cute little reindeer from the stamp set and then stamped Merry Christmas on the inside. That is all I did. Very simple. So this is crumb cake. And then the Merry Christmas also. All these are from the stamp set. Just make sure our Merry is on there correctly, and I'll just stamp right over the top. Isn't that fun? So I hope you've enjoyed this. Again, check everything out on my blog. Of course, if you are dying to buy any of these fun things so you can make your own Christmas shaker cards, please check out my blog for the details, or there are links to my online store in the description of this video. And remember, when you order through the Creativity Cave, you become a VIP, and we have great perks. I would love to welcome you to our program, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks, guys. Bye.